Hey guys, today I thought I would talk about a few things that I wish Genshin would take from Honkai, because honestly there are a few great things they could put in Genshin that would make things feel better, and some things I think that they need to just add at this point. Consider subbing to the channel if you haven't already, by the way, and you could be a cutie and leave a like on the vid. Okay, shameless inserts over now. So in Honkai Impact, there's a buff bar above your HP bar where it shows your stigmata buffs, which for my Genshin only viewers, stigmata are artifacts pretty much, and character buffs. This would be nice for characters like Zhao, Tartaglia, Ayaka, Hu Tao, and so on, since you can visually see your buff uptime and be more optimal with it with a little less effort, which is just really nice. There's so many times that I wish I could see Ayaka's infusion buff so I could be more optimal with my dashing. So Ancient Willpower and Ancient Legacy are currencies you get from participating in the Abyss and doing weekly quizzes and just a couple other ways. It is a rare material because you can save up these resources and buy characters with them. The big reason I want this in the game, besides being able to grind for the characters that we want so it isn't always up to the gacha roll, is because with all the new characters coming out and how it isn't going to slow down, since we're nearing our new region, either it be Sumeru or Fontaine, which I only say these two since they're mentioned the most frequently by NPCs in game, but there are so many characters and constellations, and not everyone has an extra grand laying around, so they can't buy a C6 whenever they feel like it, and they can't buy a new 5-star whenever they feel like it. And they could easily make this a weekly thing and let you get one 5-star like every 7 weeks or something. While that would be slow, but at least that gives you the chance to get a character that you really want while not missing out on the newer characters. More craftable weapon choices. Let's be blunt, even if you are free to play, most of the weapons in the blacksmith don't really support the character roster we have. Like, who actually uses the compound bow besides physical Fischl, and who actually uses the crescent pike besides maybe physical Rosaria? These weapons should be more universally good, or at least decent, so you won't feel so doomed without gacha weapons. Granted, some of the craftable weapons are good, don't get me wrong there, it's just I wish all of them were good. Artifact stat rerolls. So in Honkai, the mentioned stigmata being like artifacts, you can reroll their substats. The crit rate circlet that only roll flat attack, I'm talking like all 5 rolls went into flat attack once a week or something like that. You get a reroll and you can change a line of stat on an artifact. Sure, it adds more RNG to artifacts, but at least you could get luckier, and you could change a bad stat on a piece and make it a way better piece, which is still pretty awful. But that is just an inherent issue with artifacts being the only end game that keeps people coming back and logging in, and since it does that, they'll never really think to change it, even though it definitely needs flat stats completely removed from the roll tables, since flat stats are just a worthless roll for literally every single character in the game. But I'll talk about that more in a different video. Rotating boss challenges. So the Memorial Arena is a fun little thing that they have, and in this arena it is the similar type of content as the Abyss. You go there, you fight bosses, you have different kinds of buffs that week, and you get some resources I mentioned earlier like Ancient Willpower and Ancient Legacy, and this is kind of how you farm your characters. The more you defeat a boss in the Memorial Arena, the harder it gets and the more rewards you get. I feel this would just be a really fun weekly resetting thing, and you could just tie it to EXP books or Mora or something. That way people who don't have time to do it won't feel like they're missing out too much, while also giving people who make content on the game not have to wait 3 or so weeks for something to do in game. My final and biggest thing I want Genshin to get from Honkai is a Resin Storage. In Honkai, resin is called stamina, but any unused stamina past the cap isn't wasted. Instead, it's stored up to a cap, and you can claim that stamina anytime you want, and that would make it so nice, because if you don't want to spend resin, or you're busy and have 5 condensed resin, you don't have to stress over it. Resin won't be wasted, it'll just be stored and you can get it whenever you feel like grinding stuff. These are just some things that I wish Genshin would take from Honkai, and that isn't me saying Honkai is all great itself, since it definitely has its own issues, but like all games they do. But I feel this would be great additions. Let me know what you think in the comments below. Do you want to see these features in Genshin? What are some things you would love to see changed? If you haven't already, guys, sub to the channel. Please consider leaving me a like. It makes you a cutie. It helps me out a ton. Thanks for watching. I'll see you in the next one.